entirely dedicated to one-year courses for overseas students? No, I don't think that it is. And truth be told, I don't think anybody does. Yet that is the Britain this broken system has created. So as this white paper sets out, every area of the immigration system, work, family and study, will be tightened up so we have more control. Skill requirements raised to degree level. English language requirements across all routes, including for dependents. The time it takes to acquire settled status extended from 5 years to 10. And enforcement tougher than ever, because fair rules must be followed.
Hi guys, good day and welcome back to my channel. My name is Asabig Joe. I film content based on family, lifestyle, living in the UK, tips and tricks on how to migrate to the UK, and any juicy stuff. That's what I do. So guys, today, if you heard the news this morning, like today, I'm filming this video today, I'm gonna post it today. So if you heard the news this morning, I was taking my kids to school and then we started listening to the radio, and the things I heard, oh my god. So I wanted to share this since morning, but I wanted to wait for the main white paper to drop and for us to read it, like to be sure that this is what they have put in place, or this is now a document, before I'll be able to share it, because it has not been passed yet, or a news that has not been put in place yet. So now that everything is in place, I'm now going to share it with you. So first things first, I'm going to link up the white paper on my description box. So if you want to read the whole 80 pages, it's going to be in my description box. Just go there and read it up. But I'm just going to do the summary here for those that will not be able to read the whole 80 pages. So chapter 1 started with introduction. I'm not going to be reading all that parts. I'm just going to be reading the parts that concerns me and you, my subscribers. Let's go to the first page. That is the page 25. That is the skilled worker raising threshold. So I'm just going to be skimming through and then I'm going to be explaining what they mean to you. So the threshold for skilled worker was previously set at RQF 6 and above, and the previous government lowered the threshold to RQF 3 and above in 2023. Growth in the visa numbers and concerns about exploitation of overseas recruits have been particularly seen in the occupation below RQF 6, that's below the degree level. Therefore, we will lift the level for skilled worker back to RQF 6 and above, so the salary threshold will rise. The approach will see the number of eligible occupation reduced by around 180 occupations. It is consistent with our new approach of linking skills and migration, and reflects the fact that RQF 6 and above occupation tend to have the longer lead-in terms for training, meaning that skills and workforce plans are likely to require extra time to be implemented and continued pathway of growth. So the main thing you're supposed to take from this skilled worker route, like the main point you're supposed to take, is the point 7.1 that says, in relation to those who are already utilizing the skilled worker visa, from the point that the skilled threshold is raised, existing skilled worker visa holders will continue to be able to renew their visa, change employment, and take supplementary employment in current eligible occupations below RQF 6. However, applicants from overseas or those applying to switch from other routes will have to follow the new rules now. So if you're already on the skilled worker route, this does not concern you. It concerns those that are going to be applying for the skilled worker route from after this has been published. So the threshold is going to rise, and then you have to meet that threshold before you can be sponsored on the skilled worker route. So for the temporal shortage list, For occupations with a skill requirement of RQF 3 to 5 below degree level, where there have been long-term shortage, we will only permit use of the points-based immigration system on a time limit basis where the MAC has advised it is justified, where there is a workforce strategy in place, and where employees seeking to recruit from abroad are committed to playing their parts in increasing recruitment from domestic workers. So for the adult social care, the main point you're supposed to take here is 8.1, where they said we will therefore end overseas recruitment for social care visas in line with our wider reforms to skill threshold. We will close social care visa to new applicants from abroad for a transition period until 2028. We will permit visa extensions and in-country switch for those already in the country with working rights, but this will be kept under review. So those that are planning to apply under the social care, healthcare routes, there will not be any more recruitment from abroad. I think I said this in one of my videos. I said this, I filmed this year, that they are planning to do this. So now it is already in place. They are no longer going to be recruiting workers from outside the UK until 2028. And then if you're in the UK already on this route, you can be able to switch, you can be able to move to another company that you want to work with, as long as you are within the UK. But if you're outside the UK, you cannot apply for this route again. To help people that are already in the UK that don't have sponsorship, most of all these companies, instead of you recruiting from outside the UK, try and see if you can recruit these people from within the UK. So that's what they're trying to do. Next thing we're talking about is the global talent route. So this is one visa route that I know that most people don't apply through this route because either they don't understand what's the requirement for this route, or they don't have the things that this visa category needs for you to apply, because this is one route that most of us are applying to get ILR in 5 years, but these people, they get the ILR in 3 years. And according to what they wrote here, there is nothing that they changed in this visa route. Instead, they are giving them better opportunities. So economy, the race to attract the most desirable talent is fierce, with many countries seeking to improve their attractiveness to this highly priced cohort through various measures, including immigration system. Now, what they are going to do for those that are applying through the global talent route, as part of our mission to promote growth, we will go further in ensuring that the very highly skilled have opportunities to come to the UK and access our targeted route for the brightest and best global talents by increasing the number of people arriving on our very high talent routes, faster route for bringing people to the UK who have the right skills and experience to supercharge UK's growth in strategic industries. As part of that, increasing places to our scheme for research interns, including those working in the field of artificial intelligence, to allow businesses access additional promising young talents. So the one that struck me is they are going to double the number of workers that an overseas business can send to the UK with the aim of establishing a presence in the UK. They are going to explore a targeted and capped expansion of the HPI routes, looking to double the number of qualifying institutions while maintaining the focus at the route on individuals that will have the most beneficial to the UK workforce, and ensuring that any necessary safeguards are in place. So they are looking to increase people that are coming under these routes, like those that are coming under the global talent visas. They are looking to recruit more. They are looking to bring in more people under this route. So this is something that I think that you should look into. Next thing I want to talk about is the graduate route. So normally when you come to the UK on student visa, you finish this student visa, you're not able to get a sponsorship job, you tend to apply for the graduate route. So the graduate route was launched in July 2021 as an unsponsored route which allows students to stay in the UK for 2 years or 3 years for PhD after graduation. The purpose of this route is for international graduates to work or look for work following successful completion of an eligible course. We recognize the valuable contribution that graduates make to the UK, but it is important for those who stay and transition into the graduate level jobs are properly contributing to the economy. So therefore, we will reduce the ability for graduates to remain in the UK after their studies to a period of 18 months. You know, normally when you graduate and you want to do the graduate route, you stay in the UK for 2 years, but now they are saying you can only stay in the UK for 18 months. You should be able to look for a job within these 18 months after you graduate. The government will explore introducing a levy on higher education provider income from international students to be reinvested into the higher education and skills system. Further details will be set out in the autumn budget. So this is not the end of it. They are still going to be bringing out more things as the year goes by. I'm going to talk about is the English language. So you know, when you're coming to the UK, the main applicant is the only person that submits English language requirements. The dependents will not submit anything. Now they're saying the dependents will also need to show that they are able to speak and understand English. So they said to support this, we will introduce the new English language requirements across a broader range of immigration routes for both main applicants and their dependents to ensure better knowledge of English, including an assessment of improvement over time. We will increase language requirement for skilled workers where a language requirement already applies from B1 to B2. That's like a beginner's level to like an advanced level, and then we'll introduce a new English language requirement to demonstrate progress from like A1 to A2 for any visa extension for settlement. Settlement in the UK is a prerequisite for becoming a British citizen and brings lifelong benefits. Settlement is also an important step in integrating and contributing to local communities and wider country. To 2024, it moved up to 35%, those that applied for British citizenship, that's naturalization. And then the level of migration that came in between 2019 and 2022, that the level is very high. And if these people stay in the UK for another 5 years, those people that will be applying for British citizenship after 5 years is going to be also high, which is obvious. They said the share of people who go on to claim settlement vary considerably by the type of visa of which they were initially granted to enter the UK. The end point of all of this is that we will therefore reform the current rules around settlement through an expansion of the principle behind the point-based system. The individual should earn their right to privileged immigration status in the UK through the long-term contribution they bring into our country. This expansion of the point-based system will increase the standard qualifying period for settlement to 10 years. We will continue to offer a shorter pathway to settlement for non-UK dependents of British citizenship to 5 years, providing they have remained compliant with the requirements and will retain existing safeguards to protect the vulnerable, including settlement rights for victims of domestic violence and abuse. Through this expansion of the point-based system, individuals will also have the opportunity to reduce the qualifying period based on point-based system, contributing to the UK economy and society. We will consult these changes later this year. So now they are saying that become a British citizen now, they are no longer doing the 5-year route. They are now going to be doing the 10-year route. So this is what they want to bring into place. But there is also opportunity for you to shorten your length of citizenship in the country, instead of doing that you might not have to stay up to the 10-year route if they are going to bring in this point-based system. This point-based system is how they do it in Canada and some other countries. So now you're going to have some points that will give you opportunity to shorten how long you're going to get your British citizenship. So now they did not say any profession or anybody that can benefit from this, but according to how they put it, some professionals will be able to stay will not be able to stay longer. That 10-year route, you can be able to do 5-year route if your points are up to the points that they are giving for those that can be able to get shorter routes. So for instance, if you are, let me say, a professional, say a nurse or a doctor, there are some points like this RQF6 they are talking about from degree level. So if you don't have from RQF6 and above, I think you're still going to continue on the 10-year route. If you have RQF6 and below, you might be able to still do the 10-year route. But if you have RQF6 and above, that's the band 5s, the band 6, and you might be able to have a shorter route towards getting your settlement in the UK. So I don't know the points that they are going to bring out to be able to shorten your stay in the UK, but we are hoping that this point is going to favor us, because I don't know how they are going to come up with this point or what they are going to put in place to say, oh, if you have this qualification, you have 10 marks. If you have this qualification, you have 10. So by the time you calculate all the points that are going to come with everything that they say you must have, you get to a certain level that, for instance, they say if you must have up to 300 points for you to be able to apply to get the shorter route to stay in the UK. But if you get anything below 250, you're still going to continue with 10-year route. I don't know if I explained it better that way. But not the least, for the end citizenship, they said we will introduce reforms to citizenship to align to end settlement reforms, building on the expansion of the points-based system to settlement and citizenship. Similarly to end settlement, we will increase the standard qualifying period and expand the points-based system to allow those with greater contribution to qualify sooner. We will also conduct a refresh of the Life in the UK test and how it operates. Finally, we will consider measures to reduce the financial barriers to young adults who have lived here through their childhood from accessing British nationality. So there was, I think I was speaking to someone about this last week, that you doing your life in the UK test, you must not reach up to 5 years before you do your life in the UK test. You can do your life in the UK test from the first year you come to the country, and it doesn't expire. Now they are saying they are going to change this life in the UK. They are going to change this life in the UK test. Those that have done their own life in the UK test and kept their results, those that passed and kept their results, it will not affect them. Is we that have not, or we that we are just applying, or is we that are yet to do our own that this is now going to affect us? I'm just wishing that I had done this life in the UK test since when someone told me about it and told me go and do your life in the UK test. Now everything is changing. I hope I've been able to break this down as understandable as possible. If there's anything that you don't understand from everything that they typed in that 80 pages, you can still send me a DM on Instagram. I'm going to be linking my Instagram handle here, and I'm going to explain better for you. So another thing I've taken out from this, they said those that work in a healthcare, they are going to make it juicier. They are going to make it better for people, especially their young people, to be able to apply, because they've seen that most people are not applying to become healthcare support workers or carers, or take on all these jobs because the pay is not that fantastic. So they're trying to see how they can make the pay better or make it juicier enough for people to be able to want to apply for this role. So we should be expecting these changes anytime from now. These changes is going to fall into place as soon as possible. So this is the time for you to change your tactics. If you are on the graduate route and you have not gotten sponsorship up until now, start looking for ways. Because as I told you guys, this UK, as long as you are not yet a British citizen, your name is still written with pencil. They can use eraser and erase it at any time. So you have to be up and doing. You have to look for strategies. You have to look for ways to be able to solidify your stay in this country. So I don't know. I don't know what the future holds this time around. Like, I really don't know. Like, it just weak me. I just tire. But we are here, you get. And the Lord that brought us from Nigeria will not bring us to the UK to abandon us. That's I know. So we continue to look and we continue to listen to the news to see the new things that will roll out as the year comes by. In case I hear anything, in case any news drop by, trust me, I'm going to come and share it here with you guys and explain it, break it down for you guys. Until next time, guys, see you.